Few areas of concern are generating more attention and more debate in Maryland than the cost of public education. It will be the #1 priority in the next General Assembly session. And today, the issue was in court. WJZ is live right now. Pat Warren has more on a court case that dates back to 1994. Pat?
Denise, it's been a long-running and continuing battle between the state and civil rights groups over adequate funding for Baltimore City schools. Advocates for funding for Baltimore City schools point to scenes like this. Schools forced to close in the winter for burst pipes and no heat, and forced to close in the summer for lack of air conditioning. In March of this year, the ACLU and NAACP moved to reopen a case that resulted in the Thornton funding plan intended to close the disparity in school funding for city schools. But they claimed the Thornton plan has not kept up with inflation, and city schools are millions of dollars short.
The state has underfunded Baltimore City Public Schools by $342 million annually, at least, for several years now. That's why we've come back to court to ensure that all students, including the students in Baltimore City, get the education they deserve.
There was a court hearing today on a state motion to dismiss the case. This at the same time the General Assembly and the Hogan administration wrestle with a new funding formula recommended by the Kirwan Commission to increase education spending $3.8 billion by 2030, in addition to billions more in school construction.
Not only passed a bill for school construction for the whole state, but we've made a commitment collectively. We're going to fund Kirwan this year.
Now, despite assurances, the legislation coming out of next session is not guaranteed, and also there's no determination at this point as to whether or not the courts will dismiss the case. I'm Pat Warren reporting live for WJZ.